Travis Wayne Goodsell. It is day 5 of Passover, or Passion Week, if you don't realize that Mormons are after the learning of the Jews. But today is Betrayal Day, and so fully appropriate to discuss the gospel variation of the latter-day prophecy. And so I've got a bunch of stuff. Let's see if I can whip through them into one video rather than doing separate videos for them. And then we'll cover everything, and we'll see if we can. There's the actual day 5 video. I'm not sure about that one. That one can be included. Oh, nope. Pre-April conference we'll save for tomorrow, assuming we're all still alive. And if you're not listening, what's day 6 for Passover? That's when Pharaoh's son dies. What's day 6 for the Gospels Passion play? Oh, whoops. The Messiah is murdered. Oops. See, the false Messiah is murdered in the Exodus story. The true Messiah is murdered in the Gospel story. Okay, somebody got it wrong. So, we'll start it off. April Fools, the church comes out and says the church actually isn't true. Had to put that in there as an April Fool's joke by the church on my behalf. I also got an April Fool's joke, I guess, from the neighbors with the dog. I got full day of custody today. I was shocked. I didn't know how to respond. The dog didn't quite know either. Must have been a good boy. Or they got word of my video where I talked about it this past week. So, was it yesterday? Or was it 2 days ago? I can't remember now. I rarely see the dog. But it was exciting. And so maybe it was my last viewing if tomorrow we all die. Wouldn't that be nice? Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. And so, that's strange. They never allow me to be out with a dog that long. For a long time. Years. What was on my mind this morning was Abram and Sarai, as they go to Pharaoh, and then there's a couple other stories that include Isaac and his wife, as they, as nobody seems to, oh, I got a sneeze coming on. As nobody seems to understand how it worked back then, culturally. You sort of need to know if you're going to teach the subject matter. It really helps. But, the one was with Pharaoh, the others were with tributary kings. If you have no clue what a tributary king is, exactly, come on. But, Mormons then incorrectly believe that Abraham is lying about Sarai being his sister, as we all interpret it as sister, although the Egyptians, if you knew their culture, would say, hey, wait a minute, is Abraham saying that he's the Pharaoh? Wait a minute, Joseph Smith says Abraham is the Pharaoh in facsimile number 3. wonder if there's more to that petroglyph than Egyptologists are telling us, because they're not telling you, are they? Yeah, Egyptologists don't know how to translate the petroglyphs. And so, yeah, they think they're all clever. Oh, yeah, Joseph Smith is a fraud. He doesn't know how to translate. Yeah, well, he didn't. See, here's another thing that Egyptologists won't tell you that they should know. You notice on the papyri, there's red ink characters in the text. Well, Egyptologists don't know why. No, they have no clue. None. See, let me show you. Oh. Yeah, it's kind of browning. It's on the Book of Joseph mostly, I'm seeing. I'm not seeing anything in the Book of Abraham version. Let's get a specific one here. Okay. That word right there, I think. Yeah. It's kind of off color. It's not black. It looks kind of brownish. Well, that is red. And you can see others here that I'm not able to see off of this tiny reflection on the camera. Egyptologists have no clue why. They don't know why those words are selected over others. And guess what? I do. It's not complicated if they actually understood Egyptian rather than just how to translate from the Rosetta Stone, which is the learning of the Greeks and the language of the Egyptians. Then they would go, oh, yeah, of course. Oh, how did I miss that? Yeah, well, you see, there's this thing called inundation. We call it flood. Every year, the Nile River floods. Why? Because in the south, there's mountains. And so the water flows down the mountains and goes north into the delta and into the Mediterranean Sea. Well, the soil in the southern land is red. And so when the Nile floods, it looks like it's bleeding. Oh, wait, that's in the Exodus, isn't it? Yes, yes it is. And the black land of northern Egypt is flooded with the red soil being flowed down the Nile River up into the Mediterranean Delta through the Delta. And so, yes, it has symbolic significance to creation, and yes, women's menstrual cycles, and that's why the Delta symbol is the symbol of the female vagina in cuneiform especially. And so then you get the creation story of the land rising out of the lower waters as the Nile River flows out into the Mediterranean Sea. Well, yeah, that's why the text has red in certain places, because it's supposed to trigger that translation thinking process. And I think I'm too late for this one, so I'll file that away in the second file folder that I created for the videos I don't get to. And I could do books for all of these that I'm doing, but I sort of gave up on Amazon. If they don't want to make money off of me, then I'm not wanting to make money off of them. And my information is something I'd rather give away for free, and academia.edu has made that a place, but I'm not taking advantage of it as I need to. Anyway, so yeah, the story goes that Sarai gets taken hostage by Pharaoh into his harem, and he wants to rape her, and for some reason he can't. and then afterward, all of a sudden, she's pregnant. What? Wait a minute, what? Whose baby? Who's the baby daddy? What's going on? What? You tried to trick us by throwing in some stories in between that period of stories? But it reminds me of my mom, who told about her mission experience in Montreal, or Quebec. Montreal, I think. It was the Eastern States mission, and she was centered, and she wasn't French-speaking. So if it was Quebec, it wasn't the French-speaking mission. But she talks about how one night she was out and coming home, and she she doesn't go into details. She just said that there were guys out and hanging around, and she claims that angels could be seen following the guys, and she says instead of the angels protecting her, it was her magic underwear that protected her. So trying to put the pieces together of what my mom is actually trying to say, it seems like she was involved in an attempted rape, and apparently they then saw that she had the missionary tag, because they wore dresses back then, so it's, yeah. But, yeah, too many years went by before I was finally born, so I think I'm pretty safe in knowing who my father could be. It's not the postman, though my mom's family keeps picking on Rodney for having the red hair in the family. But yeah, April Fool's on you, Rod. So I found a 12th blessing for paying tithing. If you're familiar, James Huntsman filed a lawsuit against the church, and I did the 11 blessings for paying your tithing to help illustrate to Mormons tithing is not a donation. Everybody keeps calling it a donation. It's not a donation when you must do it in order to play the game of Mormonism. You know, it's sort of required. It's not a donation. Exaltation is not something that's supposed to be paid for. You know, I did that video yesterday, and apparently nobody cares. Yeah, the whip. I think that's the one. I think. Maybe it was previous. Anyway. And so, yeah, it is the whip one, because he whips the money changers at the temple. Church is actually doing a money changing, but not at the temple, just in order to get in the temple, which was the same thing that the money changers were doing. But number 12 is that Mormons can now receive temporary food assistance from the bishop's storehouse. You have to be a full tithe payer. Our bishops here, they won't allow non-members to get food orders from the bishop's storehouse. That's even caused Mormons to leave the church at this ward because of that. And sad situation. I mean, there was an instance where the Relief Society president wanted to provide food for a Catholic family who had a death in the family. You know, she just wanted to go over and provide food. The bishop said, nope, we're not going to pay for it. Really? A church not going to comfort those in need of comfort, mourn with those who mourn, to show that you're a good neighbor and that you love, the one and only commandment. So, yeah, there's that for you. This I need to keep separate because that's a list that I need to reference to. Then the concept that Mormons don't understand, and even ex-Mormons don't understand what really happened with the origin of Mormonism. And see, the problem is that Smiths, they did things. They're real people. So obviously they had to do things in order to live and exist, and where we now have a record of them and their lives. But the problem arises that the Smiths' story, there are things that did not happen. And Mormons don't want to accept it. And ex-Mormons just say, well, yeah, obviously, because the church is false, it's a fraud. Joseph Smith is evil. And so ex-Mormons don't realize that the information that they are receiving comes from exposing Brigham Young, who claimed that the Smiths did things and did them in secret when he was now doing them openly. Oh, yeah, I'm doing it now openly because Joseph Smith was doing it in secret. But now that we're in this valley away from America, we can now do it openly. Crime is no longer a crime. Screw America. Death to America. They had that oath in the Temple Covenant under Brigham Young. Death to America. Yeah, why aren't the FBI investigating the church? Why are they not taking them down? And so, in 1923, the church decided to go on a cover-up campaign. We're going to cover up church history. And why? See, nobody is telling people why. Well, there was this thing called the Edmunds-Tucker Act. The United States came in, said, we're not making you a state in the Union unless you stop polygamy. No. You can't make us. Oh, yes, we can. You're disincorporated. You're no longer a religion. Shut the church down. Closed. Turn out the lights. The party's over, Brigham. Well, he was already dead, but no more brothels. No more brewery. No more tobacco planting. And so the 1923 church, in order to reincorporate, they can't resurrect from the grave Brigham's organization of polygamy and brothels and murder and, yeah, no, because the United States won't let them. And so they decided to turn Christian. And in order to do that, they have to cover up all of church history. And they didn't know the origin of the church because Brigham Young lied about it. And so what they did was cover up the lies that Brigham Young told about Joseph Smith and about what Brigham Young was doing. They covered it all up. Oh, we don't practice polygamy. No, we're good. Yeah. Brothels? I don't know what you're talking about. Regent Street? Commerce Avenue? I don't know what you're talking about. The brothel at the point of the mountain by Orrin Porter Rockwell? No, that's a hotel. So yeah, everything was covered up. And so what these church historians, September 6th and others, were finding out, Fawn Brody, No Man Knows My History, and they still don't. Rough Stone rolling? Yeah, it's still rolling. They can't get it to smooth out. And it's because all they found out is that the 1923 church covered up the real Brighamite stuff about the lies. But they think that the lies are the truth. And so, yeah, all these Tanners, Mark Hoffman, September 6, all these guys, they don't get it. They don't understand that that's not the case. But it sure punked the church as they're paranoid. You know, Mark Hoffman, he got the church to pay him off so that the church could cover up the documents from Mormons. Because we can't have it out that Joseph Smith was a salamander talker. I talked to the dog. I don't see what's a problem with talking to a salamander. There was no salamander. He made it up. And the prophets believed that it was real because the church had covered up what Brigham Young lied about. Ta-da! And so ex-Mormons are believing the lie about the cover-up of the lie. It's very complicated, but when you put the history in order, it all makes sense. Alright, so day 5, as we're 20 minutes in, and I should be doing this. Let's do... this is technically for tomorrow, but we got betrayal. Matey. Maybe I should do day 5 separately. Question is, what else do I put in here for this video? Amos 3:7. See, because, you know, he's supposed to warn us. He's silent. He's actually saying it's all a hoax. There is no second coming. Still years away. Prepare. Keep giving your money to us. Yeah. Keep dying of coronavirus. He did the video the other day saying, oh yeah, well, I hope you were prepared if you died from coronavirus to meet your maker. He said that in October conference too, I think. I've got the clip. Prepare to meet your maker. So it was most likely earlier. And then the April one, when the virus was taken hold and taken off, as the church, you know, had been slow to close down the church. And then all Mormons thought that Nelson, by helping to spread and escalate it, was therefore fulfilling prophecy that he gave in October conference, that April's conference would be something you never forget. Dummies. Dumb. But Amos 3:7, surely the Lord God will do nothing save he shall reveal the secrets unto his servants the prophets. Well, it's mistranslated from the biblical Hebrew text as well. Sigmund Freud had believed, because that's as far as he went with it, he didn't dare go any further, that Adonai, which is in Amos 3:7, surely the Adonai of Yahweh. That's the original version that you would know it as, or Jehovah if you don't know what Yahweh is pronounced as. And I have deciphered Paleo-Hebrew, which connects it to Greek, and Yah and Zeus are exactly pictorially the same spelling. And so it's not Yah, it's Zah. But we won't complicate it too much for you. And so the Aten, as Sigmund Freud believed, was the Aten of Akhenaten of the 18th dynasty David Moses's, though he did not say anything about David Moses dynasty. That's me, because I deciphered Paleo-Hebrew. Phonetically the same, and that gets into the betrayal day today, day 5, of Judah, which was not pronounced Judah, it was pronounced Judah, but technically it's not Judah. However, the Bible was written in a post-captivity Semitic language, thus it is Judah, which is phonetically the same as Utah. So, yeah, Yah of the pyramid in Paleo-Hebrew. Yahud. creation glyph. The Z has a line on top, that's for heaven. Has a line on the bottom, that's for earth. And then the line in the middle, that's Shu in the Egyptian Heliopolis creation glyph, who separates heaven and earth, his daughter and his son, Nut and Geb. That's the Yod, that's Yah. And wouldn't you know it, Joseph Smith was right about how to translate correctly the Hebrew Bible in the King Follett Discourse. Because he says, the head brought forth the gods. And he ruined the whole Bible. According to the Jew he claimed he had talked to, which was Rabbi Sykes. And so, as you continue with that pattern of translation, lo and behold, oh, there's the name of God, Yah, Zah. Yeah, isn't that great? And he's in the creation story. But then we get to chapter 2. Oh no, it must be another document, a Yahwist document of the Israelites, rather than the Elohist document of the Canaanites. No, this is not the documentary hypothesis. It is the same Heliopolis creation glyph, because Shu is the breath of life who breathes into Adam after he was formed with moisture from mother Tefnut. Shu and Tefnut are husband and wife. They gave birth to Nut and Geb. Geb is the soil. Adam is soil in Hebrew. Ta-da! Same creation glyph. And so it's not two separate creation stories. Although Alphabet Ben Sira, in claiming that Lilith is the first wife of Adam, still utilizes the exact same Egyptian creation glyph. Ta-da! Because Lilith is the night sky in creation, the night, Lila. Anyway, so in chapter 2, verse 4, it's now Yahweh Elohim. Oh no, what do we do? Hello, not a problem. You notice others get new names? Yeah, Yah was given the new name Yahweh, or Zaweh, or Zaweh. If it's a Semitic written book, it's Yah and Yahweh, which means they got the name from the 18th dynasty of Yah Moses, the founder of the 18th dynasty, who chased out the Hyksos. And so, yes, in that sense, you have to keep it as Yah, because that's what the Semitic Jews did. But when Nephi says that we're the learning of the Jews, we're the pre-captivity Israelite Egyptians, and thus Zah. Oh God, no, Zod. And so if Nelson is not warning us of the latter days, as Amos 3:7 orders him to, he's not telling us of the signs in the heavens, he's not preparing the people, he's not protecting us by having us stay home from the coronavirus, then who is supposed to be our Messiah as Mormons? Yeah. Oh well. The thing that Mormons do not understand and get is that I am an elder. What is the duty of an elder? Oh, we're only supposed to teach the Book of Mormon and what Joseph Smith has talked to us about? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, guys. Have you not caught on? Why all the hate? So many thumbs down, so many death threats. Seriously? Mormons protecting religion with death threats. Oh yes, I'm going to go back to church now, even though I'm not allowed to go back to church, because I say that Joseph Smith is a translator. I just showed you how Joseph Smith was a translator of the King Follett Discourse in Paleo-Hebrew. Louis Zucker was wrong. If you don't know Louis Zucker, he was a instructor at the University of Utah who came to BYU to give a lecture to tell Mormons Joseph Smith is a fraud, and had his speech published. You can find it online, I assume. Does he use Joseph as a translator? I think it's something else, like the journey into the nether world of the something like that. Why are you going slow? Zucker, Joseph Smith as translator PDF. Yeah, Joseph Smith is a student of Hebrew. There's dialogue. No, don't do that one. Book of Abraham and Joseph as translator. Joshua Sykes, Sunstone Magazine. That was the rabbi. Do you promise that the dialogue is the actual thing, not your commentary on it? I'm not seeing it in the text here. I'm seeing none more diligently than Joseph Smith. So let's try it. Oh, it is. There you go. Dialogue. We'll bring up his thing. Great. So yeah, here it is. This is why the farms, now called Fair, because they dropped Mormon because Nelson said Jesus is mad. But yeah, Rocky Yang is he does recognize that comes from Joshua Sykes, as I told you about the Sunstone magazine calling him. So there you go. You can print it or you can download it to your computer. Both are available. I, of course, have mine somewhere filed away. I still have to sort through all the billions of documents that I have. So we'll do this one, but we'll change the naming of it, as I need to do with all of them anyway, as a student of Hebrew, Louis C. Zucker. Yeah, it was John Gee who sent me to this and told me that Joseph Smith was a fraud. Yes, Joseph, a fraud by the church farms apologists. And it was John Tvednes who told me over the phone that Joseph Smith was wrong. So I showed up at one of his lectures on other documents that support the Book of Abraham. And I said, well, Joseph Smith's corrected Hebrew translation of the biblical Hebrew text shows that the Book of Abraham is correct. And then he did you're probably referring to the King Follett discourse in which Joseph Smith was da-da-da-da-da, and da-da-da. Was Joseph Smith wrong? I never said that! Well, you're not saying anything! And so I was banned from farms for standing up for Joseph Smith. The whole crowd was like, and it was an overflow crowd. They had to have a whole nother room set up with the camera on him and, yeah, audio. So, yeah. Yep, didn't know that was me, did ya? And so now they put it in the gospel topic of essay, translation and historicity of the Book of Abraham. Yeah, Joseph Smith is not a translator. He never claimed to know how to translate. He's just a revelator. He's already a revelator. He says translator and revelator. He can't be both as separate names. If he's a revelator, he's a revelator, and he's not a translator. But he says translator. No, he's not a translator. You're false, Travis. You're the bad guy. And so, yeah. But that's all I've been doing, guys. It's just you're getting upset with me. I warn you, as I am ordered to as an elder of the true Mormon church. Why? Because it's the latter days. We're all gonna die because you guys chose to be disobedient. And so, yeah, I only refer to the scriptures. The Book of Mormon, Doctrine and Covenants, Bible, other scriptures that support the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith and such. And Mormons are pissed. They hate me. They want me dead. They want me gone, silenced. You know, the YouTube employees, dear God, the prophets want me assassinated for promoting Joseph? Yeah, because it's not his church. Right, Nelson? This is not the church of Joseph Smith. Yeah, you're hinge pointing. Yeah, we're now the church of the unascended God. You not catching that? Nelson keeps saying, oh, the resurrected Christ, resurrected. Oh, and on Easter we celebrate his resurrection. Resurrection, resurrection, resurrection. What's missing? What's missing? Ascension, ascension. Mormons are unique. We say he ascended on the same day as his resurrection. I think I made an error on that in a video I made yesterday. Said that he died and was resurrected, or ascended on the same day. He's resurrected and ascended on the same day. But I'm sure you guys didn't catch it because you weren't listening. Because YouTube won't recommend my videos for those who want to check out Mormon stuff. And YouTube even labels me as a critic. And technically, yes, but technically, no. Of Joseph Smith, I'm not a critic. I'm a defender. A true apologist. I don't use fallacy. You know, truth is the best defense, not lies. Farms should know better. But if they're going to protect the church that is a fraud, you sort of have to lie in order to justify its existence. So, yeah, we'll do day 5 in another video for you. But, sorry guys, the church died with Joseph's death. Assassination, technically. And you guys hate me for it.